Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I know we're not talking about it anymore, but we're over week number 70. We're 70 something, so we're doing really well keeping up with keeping up.
Nice, nice. Let me
Yeah.
close some of my stuff here because I seem to see that we're kind of lagging. So I'm gonna just
Close some windows.
close some windows.
Well, you must have a draft over there if you got them all open. Uh, yeah, I'm mustering up some LOL there.
Yeah, you're very funny, Miley. Okay, so I
And
had a
so
whole bunch of.
early in the morning too.
I
Wow.
know you're a very I don't know. I don't even have a
Julie
word right
had a
now.
loss for words. This doesn't happen too often.
Yeah. Okay, let me close these things. I should have closed them before. But okay. All right. So how's this now? Is it better? I think so.
Are we
I
doing
think
all
we're
right?
okay now. Yeah.
Good.
So good morning, people. Sorry about this little technical glitch this morning. I hope you're having a great day. You had a fabulous weekend. We did, eh, Marlies? It was fun.
We did. It was a nice weekend. I mean, I was out Saturday and then yesterday as well. Kind of getting used to the new normal. I keep thinking I'm completely okay, but then I go and there's still a anxiety being around people. I was okay walking through the park on Saturday because I was all by myself, and I visited the Echo Gardens. Isn't that awful? I didn't even realize the waterfall was so beautiful.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
I've
Because I
rediscovered it last year with my kids. It's a beautiful place.
it is because I always went. For some reason, I saw like down below, not where the actual waterfall is, but wow, it's really strong and it's so peaceful. I love water features. I just love it. So I walked through the park and then I went down to the splash pad because Yafa Arts and Crafts was there. She was doing some arts and crafts with the kids, so I stopped in
Hmm.
to check that out. But the park was so nice. It's busy, not only with the geese, but with a lot of people out and about and respecting each other's distances and stuff. So it's very safe. I enjoyed that. And yesterday we were out again.
Yes, we launched our first book yesterday.
Do you? I have a copy of it. Just a second. It's slid behind my
Mhm.
computer. So finally, we have the book in our hand.
Yeah.
So it's a partnership between The Seeker and Yafa Arts and Crafts. It's the first book The Seeker has published with the whole IBSN number, the whole bit.
It's real formal.
Yep, and it has been illustrated by 5 wonderful artists in Cornwall. There's Jane McMillan, Linda Geisel, Yafa Goa Willie. I actually said her name right, I hope. Mandy Provo and Tracy Lynn Davis. And 4 of them were with us yesterday. So they were signing the books as people were buying them. And you know what? I don't know about you. I know you were nervous too, but it was nice to actually see people in person.
Yeah, it was. It was. Although I was a little anxious, but it was nice seeing people, and yeah, people are respecting each other's
Yeah.
limits, which is great, And but it was a nice day, and we had quite a bit of visitors. Surprisingly, because it was a Sunday, I was expecting it to be dead, and it was not so dead. It was nice, anyways. So yeah, our first book of many, I hope. Like
Yeah,
it was a
we,
nice
we're looking
experience,
we're looking at
and it's
doing some
it's
more.
a
So
it's a story about a little girl during the pandemic. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice little kids book too. So it's
yeah,
for adults too, but I mean it's a nice little story that's easy to understand and that the kids like young kids can enjoy.
and what's kind of cool about it, we purposely didn't put the names on each page of which artist did which page. So when you go through it, if you know their styles, you can pretty well pick out who did what. So it's kind of a little trivia thing too. We
Hmm.
were testing people yesterday, and they were passing, so it was
Oh, well,
good.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's
the
always
artists.
nice to support the artists. Just to mention, like this book all proceeds are going to the artists. The seeker sponsored the project, and any money that the artists, anything that the artists sell is for them to keep. So
Yeah, and if you
it
are
helps
looking
the
for
artists and the
copies of
community.
the book, each artist has a bunch of books there, so you can contact each of them if you wish, and then purchase from them. And we do have some at the Seeker office too. So
Mhm.
if you're interested, let us know. At both Seeker
Awesome.
offices, I have some too here.
Yep. So, Ribfest is coming this week. It's exciting. You think it was packed at the park this weekend? It's gonna be packed next weekend. I tell you what. So they're all prepared and ready to go. And
Well,
um,
actually, one at the river stopped by yesterday and picked up a book.
I know I didn't put my finger on it. I didn't put my finger on it because I'm really involved with Ribfest, so I worked with all these guys, but I see
Mhm.
them once a year, so I don't always, remember necessarily right off the bat who they are. And it was this gentleman come and walks by, and he says, "Oh, what is this?" And we gave him a seeker, and then my lease just wooed him to the
The
table
book
for
launch.
the book launch, and she managed to sell him a book. And then I'm looking at the gentleman, I'm like, I know this guy. Who is this? And at first I thought it was the owner of Zorba. So I asked him, I said, are you the owner of Zorba? And he goes, nope, sorry. And he walks away. And as he walked away, I'm like, oh, I know who that is. That's the river.
But it's funny with this on the cover. It's funny that he didn't say anything because
Yeah.
it's right on the
Well, I
cover,
think
right?
it was going unconspicuous, just,
Yeah, just like
incognito.
we try to do sometimes. I mean, I usually wear my seeker mask, so obviously
It's kind of hard
there's
to go incognito.
there's hard you're hard to hide with that. But even if I go just with a white plain mask on, it's hard to go incognito sometimes. He made it. He
Yeah,
managed to do it though, so that
he
was
did.
good.
Yeah. But speaking of masks and stuff, so I went to Spinner's Diner yesterday for the first time in ages, probably, but I don't know when, over a year for sure. And my husband used to go eat there quite a bit. Like after work, he would go and have some eggs and then come back home. Um, anyway, so she sits us down, and we had our mask as we're going to our table, and she sits us down, and then she comes back, and we have our masks off, and she goes, "Oh, it's you! I'm so happy to see you. It's nice to, start seeing people again, and people are happy to see you, and really genuinely happy to see you. Like they're like, oh my God, you're still alive."
It's weird, eh? Well, it's been
Yeah.
a year and a half, really, because everybody
Hmm.
started hiding last March. Well,
Yeah.
not this past
Yeah.
March, the March before.
Yeah. So she was away too for quite some time. She just started working again because I think she was working in I can't remember what she said. I think a nursing home or something like that. And
Oh,
so she was not allowed to do both, because
yeah.
she had to. Yeah. So,
She had to
anyways,
choose.
that's that for. So I want to talk about a bunch of things today. Namely, well, we want to talk about Ribfest, of course. I want to talk about skincare, and I also want to talk about vaccine passports. So we're curious to see what you guys think. More and more talks are happening about having a Canadian vaccine passport that will allow you to travel, that will show your proof of vaccination. Not sure how that's going to look, what that's going to look like. We're curious to see what you think. Would you be in favor of having a vaccine passport that you have to carry with you? Or is that something that you're like, okay, this is going too far now? Um, Let us know in the comments. And if you have questions, just put them in there as well, and we'll try to answer them. So
My
I want to,
my only kind of comment, and I know it's kind of a not a good nice one, but you know what? I mean, yes, have a vaccine passport for people who are vaccinated, but those who aren't, what's to say that they can't have one made? You know what I mean?
oh,
That's kind of a not a nice thought, but it's a possibility.
Well, listen, if it's a federal card, it's not like you can reproduce it very easily. If it's kind of like your driver's license, you can't
Yeah, that
fake
you
that
can.
very easily,
Depending how
you
they
know.
make it, yeah, definitely. That would be hard
Yeah.
to make it. So,
But it's an interesting thing, because some people are saying, well, okay, it's discrimination against those who are not vaccinated. Then, if you start asking for vaccine passports, at the same time, it's also, um, let's say you have a business, it's your right to want to be safe and want
yeah.
to impose something like a vaccine, like a proof of vaccination for people to go in your place of business, because it's your business, you make the rules, right?
Yeah, and it
um
keeps your other shoppers or people coming into your business safe as well as yourself. So,
yeah, yeah. So I want to relay, for example, what happened to me last week. So we are planning a trip for the beginning of August. We're going away for 2 weeks, and we decided to go in the Atlantic provinces. And so at first, like, I didn't even think of anything about this, because this is new. We've never had to do anything like
mhm.
this before, so I didn't even think of it. And then I had a friend who came back from New Brunswick, and I also had posted something about traveling to the Maritimes, and asking my friends, do you have any suggestions? What should I go see? Should I go here? Should I go there? What should I do? You
Mhm.
know? And so some of my friends started to say, you might want to check on that, because you might need proof of vaccination before you can go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I didn't know that. So thank God I had the kids vaccinated their second dose last week, because if they had been scheduled, they were scheduled for the 20 something. And if they had have it on the 20 something, I would not have been able to travel, because you need a full 14 days before you can actually enter without isolation or quarantine.
Now I'm wondering, with that too, like I know you're going to continue, but like with my youngest too, he's had one vaccine and he's going to be traveling, but he won't have had a second one till, because he can't have it till a month after. I'm wondering how that's going to work now.
Well,
You'd have to look
the
into it.
the place you're going to is making the rules. So you gotta
Okay.
check with what
He's
province or
he's
what
going to
country.
BC.
Okay, so you'd have to check with BC. I don't
Oh,
think,
okay.
I don't even think BC has a vaccination thing in place yet. I'm not sure. Um,
Okay.
so anyway,
Continue.
so I started researching it. I'm looking into New Brunswick, and then Nova Scotia, and then PEI. And sure enough, you have to apply for a pass. And it's quite the process. It took me about 3 hours to fill the paperwork for the five of us,
Ah,
for each province. Like, I had to do it 3 times, so it was about a good 2.5 to 3 hours to fill out everything and upload all the stuff, because you've got to some of them, you got to upload your driver's license, you got to upload your proof of vaccination, you got to say where you're going, where you're going to stay, you got to input the address of the hotel, you got to
wow.
say what port of entry you're coming through. You've got to give a phone number where to be reached while you're there. You got to promise your newborn that to the government if you get sick. um, it's quite the process. It was something I've never had to do before, even when I traveled abroad. Like, I mean, I've had to apply for visas, but it was not this complicated.
But it's good because that's a comforting thought that they're really, really being careful.
Yeah. And so again, like, people will be quick to judge and say, okay, well, this is discrimination against those who are not vaccinated. Well, no, you still can travel. You just have to quarantine for 2 weeks before you
Hmm.
can do anything. You cannot go in and do whatever you want. And it's a personal choice. It was my choice to travel.
Yep.
I don't have to go there, so I'll jump the hoops and do what they ask of me, because I respect their policies. It's their rules, so I'll follow their rules.
I'm surprised actually that you are brave enough to do that right now. So I mean, obviously you're going to
Well,
be going to tourist attractions and stuff that are not like packed with tons of people, or you're just gonna? How are
No,
you gonna do this?
I seriously doubt that it's going to be packed. And sitting on a terrace here or sitting on a terrace in Nova Scotia is
Yeah,
not really any different. Actually, they have a lot less cases than here. So,
yeah,
um, I'm not that worried about it. And we'll wear a mask, we'll social distance,
yeah,
we'll we'll do everything we do here. So,
and eat lots of lobster.
yeah. Actually, I don't even think that's lobster season just yet. I think it starts like in the middle of August.
Well,
Okay.
we had lobster ship from Nova Scotia on
Oh yeah.
Father's Day. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
That's where my sister gets it from. She ships it
Okay.
right from there. You order it one day and it arrives the next day. It's wonderful.
That's cool. That is cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You still need to give me the name of that place because I was
I'll have to ask her. I'm not
curious to
even
know.
sure. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so no, you're gonna like it, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, the seafood is just amazing over there. I'm sure I'm gonna like I've been taking notes. I've been going on TripAdvisor a lot and looking at the top 10 tourist attractions that I've got to go see. And but mostly, it's just to see the beaches, the lighthouses, go travel the Cabot Trail.
Yeah, Cabot
And
Trail.
we're doing, oh shh, don't tell the kids, I haven't told them yet, but we're going to do a whale watching little
Oh,
cruise
nice.
there. So yeah, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be
Yeah,
change.
my
And,
sister and her husband took my mom and dad quite a few times because Ivan's got a sister that lives out that way,
okay,
and they've
that's
done
cool.
the whale watching. I guess it's quite something.
Mm, yeah, it must be. I hope we see whales. Like, I mean, if we paid for whale watching, I hope well, I guess they can't guarantee if the whales are
Yeah,
going to come or not, right? It's like, okay,
exactly.
it's your cue, come out.
Yeah, let's throw something in the water to get them around the boat. No, I don't think they can do that.
No, well, anyway,
Nice. Now my question is, how come no camping?
you really got to ask.
Somebody asked you that on Facebook. I remember.
Well, you know what? I was going to take the tent and try to maybe do 1 or 2 nights camping.
Hmm.
However, after I found out that I needed the exact
Yeah,
places that I'm going to be at all times, I'm like, it's not a trip that I can wing, unfortunately. It's not something that I
exactly.
can do this year.
Yeah.
So I opted against it. We're just going to do hotels for this one.
Yeah, because it's a different way of doing it. Maybe next year it'll be
Hmm.
easier, but
No, I'm sure next year we're going to be back to going to Texas. So.
yeah, hopefully. Well, it's kind of scary too, and I know we don't like to talk about it, but even yesterday, people were talking about the second wave might be coming through in September. So
Third,
I
you
know.
mean?
Oh, yeah, we shouldn't be saying it, but you know what?
Third wave.
It's better to
Mhm.
stay safe right now and just still be diligent and stuff, and
Well,
hopefully it
they're
won't.
they're seeing stuff happening in the United States right now. The cases are going up, and
Mhm.
they're getting more and more information about who's landing in a hospital and stuff. And they're saying that it is going to become a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Oh, so it's more the
The
unvaccinated that are landing in
ninety-seven
there.
percent 97% of the people who are landing in a hospital are unvaccinated.
Yeah. Well, you got your shot, and I got my second shot too. As nervous as I was to get both,
Yeah.
but I mean, what is it? 2 weeks you've got to wait. I mean, still, you're not safe. You just have less chance of getting sick, as
Hmm.
sick as you would.
Yeah. So
So
I'm over the like over the hump now.
yeah,
I'm past my 2 weeks. I'm good. And my kids got theirs on Tuesday of last week. So yeah. So one more week and they'll be okay to go. Hi, Linda. Good morning. I'm glad to see.
got
Happy
both
to
of
know
hers.
you're safe. Did Dan get both his too? So
Well, we're doing. I mean, with Sheldon being a DJ, we have not done a single wedding this year because everything has been obviously postponed. Some people canceled. A lot of them did just go to 2022 instead of going later in 2021. We've got our first wedding next Saturday, the one coming up. So I'm a little nervous. There's going to be it's an outdoor wedding, which makes it easier too. There's I think they were saying there's 75 people. And then there's a balcony at the place that we're at. And they put us as DJ up on the balcony. So really, we will not be near anybody. So I will have had I'll be 1 week into my vaccine. So, but still, we'll be pretty safe up there. So I'm a little nervous, I have to admit. Just like I was yesterday.
Yeah, 75 people is
75 is a lot. 75 people that we don't know. We don't know any of them, obviously. So,
so I'm going to put Linda on the spot. Linda, so we were discussing the idea of vaccine passports and wondering what people think about them. So, yeah, I mean, we were discussing with a teacher yesterday, and we were asking, do you think they're going to make it mandatory to have your vaccines in school? And they don't know. Like, it's still, nobody knows where this is going, right?
The kind of one part, and I know you're more up on all this stuff, they were saying that if you've got your vaccine booked for the 26th of August or later, your second one, you have to bring it forwards, because I believe they're ending the vaccine clinics at around that time.
I think so. I think that it's been going so well that they're actually canceling the ones that are after
the 26th
August. Like, yeah, because they're not needed, I guess.
So basically, if you decide to get it, you'd have to contact your own doctor, I would assume, and go that way.
Or the pharmacies. I'm thinking maybe the pharmacies will have them, or
Eastern Ontario Health Unit to see how that goes. Yeah, because I had heard that, so I'm assuming, because they're putting through about 1,200 people a day. When I went there last week, I had asked her, and she said on average about 1,200 people are going through a day. That's
true, eh? You had it the same day my kids did.
Well, yeah, yes, you did the walk-in. Yeah, you walked in, and I had an appointment, so we went the same day. I didn't see you there, but I did ask, and they're still doing about 1,200 people a day.
Oh, yeah. See, you got it. Yeah. They got an email to rebook from. Yeah. Yeah, and but they're getting to the point where now it's kind of stalling. They were saying like a lot of the first vaccinations, it's kind of like really stalled since June. At first, it was really spiking, and like a lot of people were going, and then since the end of June, it's been like really slow with the first doses.
Yeah.
But we're still at, like, I think, I don't know in Ontario, I think in Canada we're at about 70% vaccinated, which means there's still a 30% that would need to, get their first dose, which is not going to happen. Like, a lot of people are still not going to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
But I mean, for herd immunity, they say the magic number is 75%. So 70% is not bad, and Canada is leading the world in vaccinations right now.
Which is weird, because we were so slow in starting to get going.
Yes, amazing. We were pretty slow. Let me pull it out.
The thing is, though, if they suddenly decide that kids need to be vaccinated before school starts, there's going to be a big rush.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they can do that. Like, other vaccines are not
mandatory.
Well, it's mandatory, yes and no. It's mandatory. However, you can have an exemption for religious purposes or health issues.
Yeah.
But you need to sign a form. Like, I had to do this for my son because Mateo had all his vaccines when he was little. And when we moved to Cornwall, we had um, we had an issue where his vaccination booklet went missing,
Oh,
and so like I couldn't find it anymore. And so they asked for the proof, or they asked that he had to have his vaccines again. And I was not going to have him have a second dose of everything.
no.
You know, so I signed a paper saying, you know, that no, I was not going to have him vaccinated. So yeah, so you can have an exemption.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so as I'm showing here, this is Canada right there, and we're leading the world. We have 70% of people vaccinated, 49.70% are fully vaccinated, and we have a 20% that have had their first dose.
Wow.
But you look at it, and like the UK is right behind us, but we're right up there, you know.
Yeah, that's
So
amazing.
that's good. We're the most vaccinated country in the world.
Yeah, yeah, that is amazing since we had such a slow start, but
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah. If I showed you the the curve here, people vaccinated. This is the one. So
But I mean, I still,
this is Canada right here, the green line, and you can
huh,
see how slow
yeah,
we were to start
yeah.
here,
Oh
and then
yeah,
all of a sudden, whoop, we just
yeah,
went
we
up.
went right up.
Yeah,
But I mean, even though you're vaccinated, it doesn't mean you're not going to get it. You're just not going to get it to the point that you're going to end up in the hospital. Like you can still get sick. People, there's some people thinking, oh well, I'm fully vaccinated now, I'm good to go. That's it. I'm totally immune, but really you're not. So you still need to be careful.
yeah, yeah. And I was guilty of that myself. Like last week, I was feeling a little too brave. And then I read some news about this big festival in Holland who
Mm-hmm.
they had 20,000 people on 2 days outside. It was a big
Mm-hmm.
outdoor festival, music festival. Every attendee needed to show proof of either vaccination, recovery of COVID, or a negative test. So you would think that it would have been really safe.
Yeah.
However, 2 weeks later, 1,000 out of the 20,000 tested positive. And so I'm like, okay, this is not over. I gotta.
I I feel
We
it's not
can't
going to
just.
be over for a while. It's going to linger, but I think
But
everybody just
the good news is that out of the 1,000, it didn't really increase the hospitalization. So
yeah.
that's good.
And that's always been the aim, is not to overload the system. Because I think
Hmm.
right now we don't have anybody in there, do we? I know there was a big, you know, about a week ago we had nobody. I'm not sure now, but
Yeah, we even had the breaking news on the show. Like,
I know,
oh no COVID patients
so
and
exciting.
at the CCH. So that was good. Yeah.
What a subject though. Seriously, I mean, did you ever think we'd be discussing something like this? I know I didn't.
No, no, no. And you know, I was thinking about schools yesterday, and I was thinking, you know, if this had happened when I was a teenager, like that would have been so much harder on people, I think, because there wouldn't have been, you know, the possibility of staying in touch with Zoom. Um,
Yeah.
people have people would have been a lot more isolated, I feel, you know.
Well, look at when the Spanish flu took place. There was no computers, there was no social media, there was no nothing, you know. So
Yeah, well, there
what a
was a
different
lot less
world.
people too, but
Yeah.
um, I yeah, I
Well,
there would
you
have
know
been a
what?
lot more isolation.
We were talking about the Spanish flu with my mom and dad, and of course, I think I was about a year old at the time. My mom and dad both ended up with the Spanish flu. I didn't really know, obviously, and they were super sick.
Okay,
They were.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wasn't the Spanish flu 1919?
Well, there was one Spanish flu. When was it? Because they said that they ended up getting a version of it.
Okay.
Well, that must have
I was
been
like,
another one
were
because it
you
would have been 1961
nine,
or 62.
eight,
Was
nine,
there anything?
1918 to 1920 was the Spanish flu.
So what did they get in? They got some kind of flu virus, and it would have been in probably 1962ish or something. Was there anything there in England?
I'm Googling it right now.
In England, though.
Type B influenza.
Then that might have been it.
Yeah.
Because whatever it was.
H1N1.
Okay, then that's what it was. Because they got something and they said.
1969 to 62.
Yeah, that would have been it. So they were both sick for a whole week.
No, actually, yeah.
And in England.
H2N2.
Okay.
H2N2.
Okay. My bad. It wasn't Spanish flu. They were not old enough for that.
Were you born in 1918, Miley?
I feel like I could have been.
Speaking of born in 1918, I feel like my skin
was from 1918,
looking like it's born in 1918 these days. Now, don't be fooled. This camera does beautiful work at hiding the wrinkles and everything. It's the lighting too in this room is totally awesome. But I took a picture yesterday morning when I went for breakfast, and that picture on Facebook, I'm looking at my face and I'm like, oh my God, the sun has not been kind to me. So I'm in search of ways to eliminate wrinkles. Like I have like those lines
Can't
here.
See anything.
Like, yeah, right here you see
yeah,
it.
Yeah, I know, and I see. I have one here too,
too.
And the big deep one here is called Julia Lucio, right here.
Well, this big one here is called my Elise Renault. So.
Seriously,
and
though.
the other ones I called my kids, but anyways, yeah, I posted something yesterday asking for tips on how to reduce wrinkles, and a lot of people are saying, well, just learn to embrace them because you got to live with them. Wisdom, I'm not wise, Linda. They're not wisdom.
You mean there's no like concrete filler or something that you can put in there?
Oh my
wisdom
God.
lines. They are wisdom lines, says Linda.
Botox have been suggested, but I think Botox doesn't last very long. See, look, if I raise you see them. So, I worry a lot and I'm always like this. So they kind of tend to just now they stay there permanently.
See, I've noticed like there's some here that seem to be, but I don't know if they're. You told me that you didn't see any on me. I didn't even see any on you, but then I wasn't close enough to look either. So
I have a theory. I think our eyesight goes down as we age, just so we won't focus on all the bad things that are turning bad on ourselves because we don't see it. Like
that's very true. Now I don't know if anyone notices. I don't have glare in my lenses. That's because I took the lenses out. But don't ask me to read anything right now because things look blurry to me.
So, question: why are you even wearing them then?
Because I find I look wiser and more mature with glasses. No? Is that not true? That's not true.
I guess you look wise and so sage.
More mature.
Well, anyways, I would rather not look mature with those lines. So if you have a miracle tip, people, for erasing lines, I'm willing to jump hoops. Somebody gave me a recipe yesterday with yogurt and honey and whatever. So you got to mix all these things and then slap it on your face for, I don't know, an hour. So
well,
I'm willing to try anything.
So if you decide to do that, do it around, just before the show next Monday, and we'll see how you look.
I don't understand. My mom was such she looked so young until she died. Like she was like her forehead had not a wrinkle in it. She was like so smooth. And all my family, even on my dad's side, like women look so young. Like I'm like, where the hell did I get these wrinkles from? It's just like, I guess it's the 5 kids.
Yeah, that could be it. It's just the pace of life these days too. Like Sheldon and I were actually talking about that the other day because life used to be so much simpler and slower, and now everything is so fast paced and everything's got to happen right away. And I don't know, it's just so.
I read somewhere that the monitor has a lot to do with it too. Like the monitor is bad for your skin, and the sun, of course. Like I haven't been always wise with the sun, so sunscreen. You're supposed to put like SPF 80 on your face or something like that. Speaking of sunscreen, did you see Johnson and Johnson has recalled some sunscreens
Nope.
last week because they had a cancer-causing ingredient in it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, you know what? This is strike three for me with Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah.
So first it was the talc powder, baby powder with causing ovarian cancer. Then the coronavirus vaccine was recalled,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're recalling these
Sunscreens.
sunscreens. So I think that's it for me.
Yeah. No more Johnson and Johnson.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
No, I don't think so. I'll be very cautious unless
I've
it's
got
something
to.
100% sure that it can't be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You gotta what?
I got to show you something though. Totally change the subject because it's starting to get depressing now. So I finally remembered to use my Sika Chick cup that Julia bought me for Christmas a few years ago, and it's nice and red inside. And I found a red matching cup for Sheldon. He likes a big cup. It's red inside, but this is very good. See what it says?
Best father
Yes,
ever. That's
best
good.
father.
That's cute.
I thought it was cute. I had to get it for him. It's one of these things. He didn't really need it, but I had to get it.
Yeah, that's an interesting discussion. I was talking with my husband too, and um, he was talking about something. I can't even remember what it was, but he had told me he needed something.
Is it
And
a
I'm like,
want or a need?
well, that's the thing that opened this whole discussion because
Mm-hmm.
he said he wanted something, and then I didn't buy it when I went. I went shopping and everything, and I didn't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I came home and he says, "Where's my?" I can't remember what it was, but he says, Where's my item?" And I says, "Well, you told me you wanted it. You didn't say, you know." He said,
Yeah.
"No, what I meant by want is that I need it." I'm like, I said, "No, want and need is completely different thing. You got to be specific. Like if you need something, I'll buy it. But if you just want it, it can't wait. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be this very moment." Anyway, so yeah,
Well, that's
no, want and need is.
I noticed yard sales are cropping up again too, and I try and avoid those because again, like I don't need anything else, especially the fact that we're building a tiny house. I'm going to
No,
be
yeah.
needing a lot less because I've got to get rid of stuff. But
Hmm.
whenever I was going to yard sales before the pandemic, it was always like, I don't know, I really like it. Do I need it?
Need it.
Do I want it? I was all, just to try and lessen buying all kinds of treasures from somebody else that I don't really need
Yeah.
in the house. But yeah, so and I look at that kind of thing too. Even if I go out shopping now, is it a need or a want? If it's a
Yeah.
want, I don't really need it.
Mm. Well, you know what? I went to the dollar store last week, and although I didn't really need it, I did buy the sunflower plates.
Did you?
Yeah,
Jesus, look,
because I wanted it. It's beautiful.
there they
Oh,
are.
there you go. Yeah,
I have
yeah.
my
It
taste
reminds
test on
me.
it. Did you get? So they had them. Did you get the big plates? Did they have little plates? Did they have bowls? Did you buy the whole thing?
The only thing I didn't buy was the cups because I really don't need more cups. I got like
Okay.
my cupboard is full of cups. So I bought the big plates, the little plates, and the bowls. I bought just 5 of each, just for all of us, like one
Wow.
one one set for all of us. And yeah, no, I love it because it reminds me of my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law was she loved sunflowers. Like
Mm.
she had them all over the place at her house, and so it's. I bought them for John so he would remember his mom
Well,
by
I
the
love
plate.
sunflowers. I've always loved sunflowers too,
Me too.
but the funny part is trying to grow them. It never
Totally
works.
killed mine, by the way.
How did you kill them? How did you possibly do that? All you have to do is keep them out in the sun and water them.
But there were different kinds of sunflowers. Like they had like I was expecting that it would be like one big
No,
sunflower.
no, not like
They're
the
just
one I
little
had.
sunflowers.
Yeah, no,
So
yours had
so
lots of
so there
buds.
were there were. withering away. So I was cutting as they were,
Dying.
dying. I was cutting the flowers, and now it's just a stem. They're
Oh,
not dead, but there's nothing there. Like
well, you saw them all
I'll send you a
flower.
picture.
You saw
Mhm.
them all flower. They all flowered.
Well, they did, but shouldn't there be more?
Well, not. I mean, if there was more coming, you would see the little start of the heads. But if not, then they're done.
They're done?
Wow. Send me a
Okay.
picture at some
I'll
point.
send you a
I'll
picture.
zoom in and look. Mine, I always tried to grow them myself, put them
Yeah.
in like the seeds. They never worked. So this year, I have bird feeders all over the place. So the
Mm-hmm.
birds have been dropping the sunflower seeds. So I have about 3 planters with
Oh,
sunflowers.
wow.
And then
Wow.
that huge last year one, the one that was like Jack and the Beanstalk, like about that wide, the
Oh,
stalk.
it was huge.
Well, I should post pictures of that when I saw them the other day. Like you look so tiny beside it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And that was dropped by a bird. I did not put that in. When I
Wow.
try planting them myself, they don't work. But I love sunflowers. They're so, I don't know, there's yellow flowers. They're so happy. I've got
Yeah,
so
it
many
is.
yellow flowers in the back.
It is super happy. Anyways, so it's time for our Monday Munchie
Munchy
Taste
taste
Test.
test. So what do we
So
have today?
finally today, after so many times saying that we're gonna try this, we are trying Edward's Bistro's donuts.
And you can see the sunflower plate that mine are on.
There you go.
So what do
So
we have here? You picked them up. There's 2 types. What do we have?
so here we have the lemon poppy seed.
Oh,
That's
that's
the
what
white
those
one.
little things are, those little black
And
things.
this one is maple.
Oh, just a second.
Huh?
I just lost my window. 1 second. Oh, what happened? Let me
I
try and
don't know,
get
but
you
you're
back.
still there.
I don't see myself.
It's okay. You don't have to see yourself. You look
I do
beautiful.
need to see myself. I have to come back just 1 second. I don't know what happened here. Give me a minute. That's really weird. I think I lost my connection, but you still see me?
No, yeah, you're there. You're fine. Just wing it. You don't need to see yourself. You're there.
I
You're
do need
still
to.
with us, my Lise.
I'm coming back. Just a second. Can you re-enter me?
No, you're here. I can't
I can't.
re-enter you. You're already there.
I can't see myself at all.
Just forget about it.
I'll wing it.
Just
I
wing it.
can't
You're
see.
you're there. I can see you.
I can't even see myself biting this. Okay.
Okay. So which one are you trying first? The lemon poppy seed?
Do you want to do the lemon poppy seed?
Okay, so let's do the lemon poppy seed. Okay, I'm trying it. Go ahead. Mmm.
Mmm. Mmm. Did you heat yours up? Because you had said you have to heat it up a little bit to soften it
Well,
up.
the story is that I bought them on Saturday, so we had to keep them until today for the taste test.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so they said to just microwave it for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And they're super fresh. They're still super fresh.
They are. They're very, very good.
They're really good.
And
I
these
like
are
that
from,
lemon poppy seed.
and you mentioned
Edward's
Edward's Bistro.
They're from Edward's Bistro. Now I know I got a thing for Edward's Bistro. I kind of eat there a lot, and
Well, you said
I
you feel
really
safe
like
on
their food.
their patio
Their
that they
patio
have
is
set
really
up.
well, yeah. The patio is very well spread out. I feel safe over there, and the food is just divine. So, all right, let's try the maple now.
All right. I still can't see myself. I don't know how to get myself back, but I guess we'll fake it.
Okay. 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm.
I think I like this one a lot.
Mm.
Mm. They're both
Oh,
very
yeah.
good. I kind of like this one.
The maple is really, really good.
It
So
is.
the story is, I already had those before, of course, but the maple is the first one I try it because every time I buy donuts from Edwards Bistro, they're the first things to go.
Okay.
So, and I never was able to put my hands on one, and I really like it.
It is.
It's it's really nice because it's not the traditional, like it's not the kind of donut like at Tim Hortons. It's completely different. It's like really, it's like homemade donuts.
It is. And
And
what I like about it is like you've got the coating is on the top, which is sweet, but the rest of the donut is not
it's
sweet.
not too
So
sweet,
I like that
right?
part.
So it's a nice little accompaniment with your
Yeah,
coffee. Like it, yeah.
exactly.
And they're not huge. They're not humongous, so it's just the right size.
Yep.
Like they're really, really good.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
what? They're about what, half the size of a Tim Hortons donut, I think.
yeah, I would say maybe a little more than half, but
Yeah, it's been a while since I've had those too. As I find
mm,
they're good, but when it tastes good, it's not
heavy.
always good for you. So what do you give
They're
it as a rating? 1 to
well,
10.
you know what I'm gonna give it, Miley.
You're gonna give it an 11 out of 10.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the lemon poppy seed, I'll give it a 10 on 10, but the maple is definitely a 12 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
They are
Yeah, the
both good,
maple is
but the
awesome.
maple is really good.
And just so you know, so Edwards Bistro, they're now open for, like, all the restaurants are open inside for dining in now.
Mm-hmm.
But during the pandemic, they started this Fast Eddie's
Yeah,
little franchise,
downstairs.
which is donuts and coffee. So you can just go grab your donuts and coffee in the morning and then go to work. So you stop by Fast Eddie's and go get your donuts, your coffee. The coffee is just out of this world at Edwards Bistro. They have their own coffee, their own roasts they sell the coffee as well. You can buy the beans and grind them at home
Mm-hmm.
for the perfect cup every time. So yeah, so you can just stop by. They open at 8:30 in the morning, I think. So you just grab your coffee, your donut, go to work, and now you have breakfast on the go. Yep. And like your mom always says, if you can't read the ingredients, don't eat it. I
Yep.
guarantee you that everything in this donut is 100%
Well, especially if it's made
natural.
from, especially if it's
Yeah,
made from
all
scratch.
their food is made from scratch. Even their ketchup that they serve with the fries is made from scratch. So it's scratch
Nice,
kitchen. Yeah, everything is from scratch. All right,
nice.
well, that's enough. We're making Linda hungry now, so.
Well, I'm going to finish mine off for breakfast after the show.
Yes, me too. That's good. All right. So, events happening this week. Do you have anything for us, Miley?
I don't I don't really have anything. I know Yafa does her arts and crafts. I believe she's doing um, still arts and crafts. Now she's doing them live, but if you go to her Facebook page, Yafa Arts and Crafts, you can check out if she's got virtual or if she's got live and when she's doing it. Because I know she's very, very active. She's all over the place.
Okay.
And other than that, I'm not really sure. I'm starting to find events for July and August. So if you do have any events, please go to our website, theseeker.ca, the event calendar, and enter your event. And hopefully we will be going to print in the next little while, and whatever events are there for August, we will be able to at least start one page back for the
It would
events
be
page.
nice. It
We
would be nice for
really,
sure.
really want to get back to our centerfold being the event seeker, but I think it's going to take a bit of time. Although things are starting to happen in person, so that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the Legion has their fish fish and chip day every Friday night
Friday. Mm-hmm.
from 4:30 to 6:30. So you can go and have your fish and chips over there.
Oh, and they're just down the road. And I do want to mention next Monday, we will be having a little chat with the artists that took part in helping us
In the
make
book.
this book. So we will be chatting with the artists. So do tune in to our show next Monday at 10 o'clock because we will have the artists on to talk about why we did the book and what it's all about
And what comes next?
and what comes next. Well, I know Art Walk is coming next, and I believe that's towards the end of August, but we'll get the definite date on that too. So that'll be exciting.
Yep.
Bring
All
some
right.
life. That'll bring some life down to Pitt Street. And I do want to mention that Pitt Street is open from 2nd to 1st to walk in traffic, like walk through traffic, from Friday evening till Sunday night, right?
Yeah.
So take advantage and go walk down the mall and check out what's going on down there. So
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's it for us, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, have yourself a fantastic day.
and a super duper week. Bye.
See you next week.